Okay, so you start a band, you need a place to practice. Hopefully somebody that you know has a garage that you can use for a while. But as soon as you start playing out, try to rent a small building or someplace to play, someplace to practice. Remember, we're talking about starting a business here, to try to make it in the music business. You know, you want a building or some type of small office where you can practice and play loud. You know, furnish it with some tables and couches, maybe even a refrigerator, because you're going to be spending a lot of time there. You need clean electricity for your equipment. You know, if it has dirty electricity, it'll blow out your power amps, your guitar amp, your bass amp. You can buy machines to clean up the electricity. In general, you don't want to practice too long without playing out. Any more than 6 months, people are going to get tired and quit. So, 4 months or so, and then start playing out. You might want to play for free for a while. And then once you get the band going some, then you can start charging. So how you work this, that'll be up to you. But I wouldn't go more than 6 months. If you can, now start a 3-ring binder and start to collect the tab. Yeah. Get the music ready. So when you hire someone, you already have the music that you can hand them and say, these are the songs we're doing. So that gets back to that one person. You want one person in charge. One person's got to be calling the shots. If you got 5 guys with the same authority in the band, it's going to be real hard to make a decision on anything. How do you get 5 people to agree on something? Even man and wife, it's impossible to agree. So you get 5 guys, get 5 wild musicians all trying to agree on something, it's going to be almost impossible. That's why you got one guy starting the band and the other guys are joining his band. That's what I recommend. You're going to need a crew. Maybe not at first, because you won't have a lot of equipment. Each guy's got a guitar, an amp, a bass, and an amp, a small PA, a couple mics. So you can move it yourself. But you still need a good sound guy out in the audience running the mixer. You can't mix from the stage. I've seen experienced people try to run the mix from the stage. One fella I knew, he had a wireless guitar. He'd walk out in the audience and keep playing his guitar. He's acting like he's joining the crowd for fun, but he's checking the mix as he's walking around. But that may not be a good thing. If you're playing heavy metal in a rough bar, they might grab the guitar, steal it from you. And it would be nice if you had people to record your shows, videos, so you can put them on YouTube and other social media spots. One good sound guy to run your mixer, that would be the important part. And he should be at your practices too. He should be helping you develop your sound. So as the band gets bigger, you should consider some other things here. main thing is you need somebody to run your mixer, somebody that knows what they're doing. They understand reverb, they understand echo, they understand how to use an equalizer, and so on. They know how to run the mix. You're going to need a couple big guys and dollies. Dollies are expensive. A big dolly is $100 or close to it, just to move the equipment and set it up. I'd say at least 2 big guys, and then they can kind of double as band security too during the show, so people don't jump on stage and try and steal your guitar or something. You can't do it yourself, not if you have a lot of equipment. Just think about this. You're going to work all day at your day job. And then you're going to come home, move all the equipment onto the truck about 6 o'clock or so. Then you're going to drive to the club, move the equipment off the truck, carry it into the building, set the equipment up, do a sound check, hang around the club and watch the equipment so it doesn't get stolen. You're going to sit right there on the stage and watch your stuff. By showtime, you'll probably be beat because you haven't stopped all day. Then you're going to play 4 hours, 10 to 2. Then you're going to tear all the equipment down, put it away, move the equipment back onto the truck, drive home, take the equipment off the truck, and then you might have to be up in 2 hours at 6 a.m. to go to your day job. So that's why I say it may be real hard to do it on your own. Just a quick note here, 4x4 speaker cabinets are called backbreakers because they're so heavy. So make sure you buy big dollies to move them around. Put everything on wheels. Just go over to the hardware store and buy some wheels. You can get a set of 4 wheels for $10 or so. Screw them on there with a screwdriver. Just as like a funny story here, I knew a fellow once that took a job playing backup guitar for a major band, worldwide band, very popular band. This was back in the 80s. What he was hired to do was to take care of the guitars, tune the guitars and things like that, guitar tech, and play the same part off stage in case the star of the band messed up. Then the audience wouldn't be able to tell because he's playing the same thing off stage. He's a very good guitar player. Within weeks, he had quit the job. Weeks or months, very short time. I remember talking to him about it, and he looked at me right in the eye and said, "They wanted me to move speakers." That's how hard it is to move this stuff around. He quit a dream job because he didn't want to move speakers. Now he's a real skinny fella, had long blonde hair down to here, Though he'd been playing guitar his whole life, he didn't have a lot of muscle. These days, a lot of guitar players work out, but back in the 80s, he was really skinny. Healthy though, he was a healthy guy. He wasn't into drugs or nothing like that. He's clean, but he had long blonde hair, like down to his waist. Plus, you start moving speakers around, you end up smashing a finger, getting cut up, pulling a muscle in your back. Don't bend over and turn. That's how you shatter a disc. You bend at the waist. Like this is your waist. You bend like this and then turn. That's how you shatter a disc. So that's not a good thing to do. Okay, so you're going to need vehicles to get around. You have to get the musicians to the club. You got to get the sound crew to the club. You got to get the equipment to the club. You're going to have insurance for the vehicles, gas, maintenance, tires go bad, oil changes. You're going to have security for the equipment, wherever you store it. It's got to be locked up because people will break in and steal it. I've seen a lot of nice box trucks on the web. You can get a good box truck, old one for like $2,000-$3,000 or so. In case you don't know what a box truck is, it's one of these things. You may not need one that big, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what a box truck is. And I've seen them really cheap. Pickup trucks are great, but what if it's snowing or raining? Then you got your $5,000 amp sitting on your pickup truck with a tarp over it. Plus, that pickup truck bed is sitting like 3 feet, 4 feet off the ground. And you got to lift that amp up there and slide it on there. So that's why it's nice just to grab an old box truck. It costs as much as one speaker. Plus, what some people will do is they'll leave the equipment on the truck and then back it up to a wall so the door can't be opened, so they can't steal the equipment. Okay, so getting good with the local music store and the repair shops there, because you may need something fixed right now. If you have a PA amp blowout, at a show, you want to get it fixed the next day. You don't want to wait a week. Finding jobs to play, that might be tough. Once you're ready to play, you have to pick up the phone and call the places and say, hey, we have a band. You may want to consider getting insurance. The club itself will have insurance, but what if your band causes something? The speaker falls on someone dancing. Well, their insurance may or may not cover it. So if you actually start a business for your band, you can get insurance for your business, and then when you play out, your business insurance will cover you. It's kind of like a trade show type of thing, so you just have to talk to your insurance company. If you want to just get like insurance for one day, that's called event insurance. But what you pay for that one day would pay for a whole year's worth of business insurance. Have contracts with the clubs. You don't want to get there the day of the show and then find out that they found someone better to play. Have them watch a video of your act to see if they like your act. I talked with one fella. His band played in inner city rough bar, and he said at the end of the night, the owner of the bar stuck a gun in his face and told him to get out. He said his band sucked, he ain't paying him. So that's why if they see a video of your band, you know that they like your type of music and they like your act. You can also make your own jobs. Rent a small hall. There's lots of empty halls these days. Maybe play at a park. You may have to get some local permits at City Hall. That's where you'll need some insurance. Always have insurance. If something goes bad, somebody falls down and breaks a leg or something, you're covered. You don't have to worry about it. That's part of running a business. You got to have insurance. And it's not that expensive. Don't forget about YouTube and iTunes. That's how you make it in the music business now. Put your songs and your videos of your live act up on the internet. Not only the songs and your playing, put video up from your practice sessions and things like that. If you get popular, you can make a good buck just off your YouTube video. Behind the scene interviews, before and after the shows, what you're doing is you're building your following. If you have fans, if you have 10,000 fans in your area, you can make a good living just off those fans, selling them CDs, t-shirts, songs on iTunes, so on. Marketing is very important. You got to advertise. Sell CDs. There may still be a few people who want them. Sell t-shirts, calendars, anything. You can get all types of merchandise printed up for your band really cheap these days. I remember reading an article years ago, 80s or 90s, by Metallica. What they said was the money they make from playing a concert goes to pay for the show, to rent the Coliseum and pay for the insurance. I remember him saying there was 3 types of insurance they had to have just for the one night. And then all of their t-shirt sales was their profit. They sold so many t-shirts. That's how they made their money. That was their profit. And of course, don't forget about social media. If people like you, they can't get enough. Okay, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. If you're gonna try to make it in the music business, don't forget about your personal life. Right? Make sure you exercise, stay healthy, eat healthy. You don't want to get rich and die young.